We are just concluding our 4-day tour in China. And this is part of a study that we've been conducting around unlocking the trade, the export trade between Africa and China across 3 value chains, that is cassava, avocado, and chilies. We are traveling with the delegates from Africa, both Tanzania and Kenya. And what we are trying to do is to better understand the Chinese markets. What are the needs, what are the opportunities, and what are the challenges that we need to unlock the export trade between Africa and China.
The trip to China was birthed from an in-depth market research. So the first phase of this particular project, we did a mapping and scoping study that identified priority agricultural commodities that are highly demanded in China. So out of our study, we identified avocado.
Very important because this is actually an entry point. We're very much associating a lot with China. There's a big population here, there's a big market. This can scale up as much as possible. Healthy and safe avocados from Kenya and Tanzania is something we believe we have.
Tanzania is the emerging origin for supplying to China. It's a growing market. During the low seasons here in China, like January to March, Tanzania still produces in some regions. So we can be a good supplier as well.
We've spent a few days here in China. And during the period, we've been able to visit the wholesale market in Guangzhou, and we've also been able to visit both the boutique market for fruits, as well as Sam's Club, which is one of the biggest retail markets here in China. So during this period, we've been able to learn a lot about the expectation of the Chinese market and the Chinese consumer in terms of the kind of products and the quality that is expected.
A number of challenges, but I will highlight only 2. One of them is information gap on the market needs. This tour has been able to help us to understand and appreciate what the market is looking for. And specifically, one of the things is about the customer looks for extended shelf life. And this is very important because managing shelf life starts from the farm, the way the crop or the fruit is handled, the packaged, and the whole value chain.
I've learned about quality, and also I've learned about the developments which are taking place in the market. Like I've seen a lot of value addition in avocados, which provide opportunities as well for emerging market like Tanzania.
Having had the experience that we've had, some of the things I think we will be doing different is trying to make sure that the quality, especially in terms of appearance of the avocados that we export, is of top standard. So this means that we'll be able to check for skin defects, try to reduce the amount of black spots, and make sure that the quality of the products that we're sending to China is of the top-notch quality.
The China market is growing. So this is where the future is in terms of avocado market, because the market is growing and there are players that are taking the initiative to ensure things are done the right way. One of them is our host, JWM. They are standing in between the exporter and the retailer to make sure they add value to ensure whatever is presented to the customer, the user, is of good quality.
What I have learned about the good quality of the seedling, of the fruits, and the extended shelf life of the avocado. I will train my farmers, my small farmers, about the handling of avocado fruit And also we emphasize on the packaging and also the handling so that we get the good quality.
Looking at the demographic of Africa, we are working with smallholder farmers, which form majority of the population. So we are looking at how we can be able to aggregate the smallholder farmers into an organized way. That way they can be able to benefit from economies of scale and be able to access the markets similar like the one that we are trying to access in China.
I think it's up for us to take this forward now, to make this joint effort to bridge the gaps which are making smallholder farmers reach the markets and good prices. And we are very willing to work through that to make sure we take advantage of this.
Part of the insights that we have learned today is that we are taking these learnings back to the smallholder farmers. And after this particular tour, we are going to have an insight delivery forum where we are inviting more exporters in Kenya and Tanzania. We are bringing in the smallholder farmers that they are supporting to learn on the market requirements for avocado export, and they can produce with a mindset of export business.
It has been critical in ensuring that we are able to understand the Chinese market and understand from the African side what we need to do in order to access the markets in China. My special thanks goes to the Joy Wing Mao organization for hosting our delegates and extending this opportunity to our exporters to be able to penetrate this market.
The lessons are immense, the opportunities are great, and for us as Sustainable Agriculture Foundation, we are proud that the bigger player of agricultural production that is dominant in Africa is the smallholder farmers, and they can not only tap into domestic production, but they can produce for export.